This is the story of the Seychelles, an archipelago of over 100 islands in the enchanting waters of the Indian Ocean, famed for its spectacular natural beauty, friendly and welcoming people, the suggestive coco de mer and the giant tortoise. This increasingly popular and eco-friendly tourist destination continues to attract more and more visitors from all corners of the globe, seeking the holiday of their dreams. Visitors are spoiled for choice when it comes to the Seychelles. Each island has its own unique charm, be it one of the three main islands, Mahe, Praie or La Digue, or one of the remote private island resorts. There is most certainly an island that will suit even the most exclusive taste.
It is based mainly on creating a prosperous nation which is at peace with itself, living in harmony and also in harmony with the environment. But at the same time, it is important to ensure that we have sustainable development in order to ensure that our people are able to progress and ensure that they have a better life for the future. So to achieve this, we need to have an economy which is functioning, an economy which is very dynamic, and also an economy which has a sound foundation for future growth and development.
2 years ago, when the world went into an economic crisis, when our main markets of Europe suffered the economic downward trend financially, that crash that took place, Seychelles suffered immediately. This is why there's a new revival procedure that has taken place, with the president himself as the one holding the portfolio for tourism. And this has brought about a new brand of Seychelles tourism, aptly called the Seychelles brand. Last year, we finished with a +11 on visitor arrival numbers. And it shows that this new emphasis on the industry is working. And this year so far, to date, we are +9 on visitor arrival numbers over last year. So it shows that we are really well focused. We know that what we are doing is working, and that will help solidify and consolidate the Seychelles economy and the main industry.
Tourism is the mainstay of the Seychelles economy. Visitor arrivals have steadily grown from a mere 37,000 in 1975 to over 174,000 in 2010. The country has a wide range of hotels, from the simple but charming guest houses to the new luxurious hotels, in a destination offering privacy, tranquility and quality with value for money.
For the Seychelles, tourism remains the pillar of the economy, but a pillar by far. I mean, we are fully dependent on the tourism industry for us to survive. This is why we are so conscious that we need to protect it, we need to defend it, and we need to work to consolidate it at all times.
The Seychelles Tourism Board is raising the profile of the country and boosting visitor numbers to the islands. The private sector has become the driving force for spreading the word that the Seychelles is another world, a paradise for travellers seeking a haven for peace and relaxation with the best services that world-class hospitality can offer.
The main island of Mahe, where you land with the airport, is of course the home to the capital, where the buzz of the business world sits in Mahe. But then you'll travel to Praie, the home of our unique Vallée de Mai, where our famous double nut or the coco de mer grows. This is unique to Seychelles. You can only find it at the Vallée de Mai because this is what we call the Garden of Eden. You can then travel to La Digue, where you'll find the traditional ox carts, and the most featured beaches of the world sits in La Digue, en Source d'Argent. It is beautiful because it is so picturesque. A sunset at the en Source d'Argent is something that any photographer will love to be able to photograph. But then you can move to the Coral Islands. They'll all be so different, so picturesque. I think the beauty of Seychelles is diversity. Diversity in all its splendor, because every island is different, the people are different, and everyone echoes that true Creole friendly atmosphere and welcome.
Our tourism industry can only thrive if we continue to preserve our environment. If we continue to ensure that we maintain this pristine and natural garden that we have been given by Mother Nature. And I firmly believe, and I think we should realize, the whole world should realize, that nature doesn't belong to us, but we belong to nature. And we have to learn to live in harmony with nature and preserve our environment. If the whole world espouses this principle, then we can save this earth for future generations.
At the centre of these developments, we find Air Seychelles, the country's national carrier in operation since 1978. Air Seychelles has evolved from a purely domestic operation into a professional and highly respected national carrier, supporting the tourism industry of this unique archipelago and eco-friendly destination. On its path, Air Seychelles has faced numerous challenges and overcome several obstacles, scoring many successes in the process, which today place it in the enviable position of being the carrier of choice, transporting more than half of all visitors into the country.
Well, Air Seychelles was born out of a crisis, a tourism crisis, back in 1982, when we started making the arrangements to begin with the international operation of the airline. And it all started on the 26th of October 1983, so many, many years ago. At that time, our tourism industry was a flourishing industry. We had over 80,000 visitors to a very small island of about 65,000 inhabitants at the time. But our tourism industry suffered a big shock. We had some mercenaries that landed in the Seychelles, and that created a lot of insecurity, a lot of safety issues. And you know, an idyllic tourist island in the middle of an ocean doesn't need that. And the tourism industry suffered. So Air Seychelles was born to go to Europe, which is our main market, and bring tourists to Seychelles. Simply because British Airways and Lufthansa, two major national carriers, had stopped operating to the Seychelles. And that's how we started. So we started from basically a wet lease agreement with British Caledonian for one flight a week at the time. And Air Seychelles has grown from strength to strength. Today we operate with 5 aircraft, Boeing 767 aircraft, 300 aircraft on the European market, and 200 aircraft on our regional market. We employ over 800 persons, and we bring to Seychelles at the moment a little more than 60% of the total visitor arrivals.
The Seychelles have an unrivaled diversity of granite and coralline islands. The Seychellois people have a vibrant Seychellois Creole culture, and the country enjoys political stability and social harmony. With tropical weather all year round and being outside the cyclone belt with a complete absence of dangerous and poisonous creatures, Seychelles lives up to its reputation of being a modern-day Garden of Eden. Mahe is the largest island and cultural and economical hub. It's home to the international airport and the nation's capital, Victoria. Dubbed the world's smallest capital, Victoria is a treasure of historical landmarks, small shops and restaurants. The island's stunning beaches, such as Beau-Vallon Beach and Anse-Intendance, as well as its dramatic mountains, make Mahe a stunning subject for excellent photography.
Okay, Seychelles is unique in a lot of ways. We're the only group of islands that offer both granitic islands, which are hilly with big granite boulders, and also the coral islands, which are flat and ideal snorkeling and diving areas. We have the two. So we're the only group of islands with that diversity where we are offering to our visitors a twin center holiday in a one island. With this in mind, we know that the variety of island brings different attributes because they're all different from each other.
Praie is Seychelles' second largest granite island, found 45 kilometers to the northeast of Mahe. Discovering this treasure island, you can easily find a beach all for yourself and safely swim in the bays protected by coral reefs. Praie is the site of the endemic forest of the Vallée de Mahe, one of Seychelles' 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, one of only 2 places in the world where the famous coco de mer can be found. The sensuous double nut is a national treasure and is protected by law, with each one taking around 30 years to fully grow. Praie is also famous for its beaches, such as Anse Lazio and Anse Georgette, that appear often voted as one of the top 10 of the world's best beaches. Praie stands at the forefront of Seychelles' tourism industry. It also provides a base where you can explore trails and paths that unveil the indigenous natural flora and fauna. It's also an ideal base for excursions to neighbouring islands.
I think in the Seychelles you have a unique environment. We have flora and fauna found nowhere else in the world. We are a very safe destination, a very clean, a very environmentally excellent standard. The visitor can have complete relaxation, can find, can recalibrate their senses whilst they're on holiday.
A close neighbour to Praie is La Digue, the 3rd largest island in the Seychelles that is 30 minutes by boat from Praie. Visitors here are transported back in time, the main forms of transport being bicycles and ox carts, which provide an appealingly and leisurely way to explore the most photographed island in the Seychelles. The friendly atmosphere of this intimate island, with its languid pace of life, traditional architecture and mesmerising beaches, such as the legendary Anse Source d'Argent and Grand Anse, are an absolute must for visitors.
We have unpolluted waters, unpolluted atmosphere. We are 1,000 miles away from everybody. It's as if you just took a lovely emerald and put it in the center of the ocean. This is the Seychelles. They'll be welcome. There is no racial conflict. Everybody is a friend. This is great. We live in great harmony.
Silhouette Island lies 20 kilometres northwest of Mahe. The island is found in the Marine National Park and is dedicated to environmental protection, with 90% of the island as a natural reserve. Silhouette is one of the richest biodiversity hotspots in the Western Indian Ocean, a home to many endemic and threatened plant and animal species. The island has a large area of primeval forest and supports the last known roosts of the Seychelles sheath-tailed bat. At the centre of the fast-developing tourism industry is one of the country's leading tour operators, Creole Travel Services. Boasting an excellent reputation for providing visitors with the holiday of their dreams, Creole Travel Services have a large range of services, from transfers to accommodation or tailor-made packages to guided tours, and are sure to be on hand for whatever their guests require.
Sooner or later, if it hadn't come, it would have had to come. When you look at the Seychelles group of islands, and then in the course of my many travels around the world, it stands without any doubt that the Seychelles Islands are the world's most beautiful islands. It is well endowed. We are away from cyclonic belts. We have lovely climate, no pollution. The flora has been well preserved. The fauna has been extremely preserved.
One such accommodation, Le Domaine de l'Orangerie on the island of La Digue, is a fine example of what Creole Travel Services, one of the country's biggest tour operators, have on offer. Le Domaine de l'Orangerie harbours a cosy and private getaway. The tropical setting, local architecture and the warmth of wood in a pure Zen style combine harmoniously to celebrate the home away from home unique experience for couples and families. Reliable inter-island transfers can be made by domestic flights with Air Seychelles or by Cat Coco's catamarans. Cat Coco's 32-metre vessels travel between the two main islands, Mahe and Praie. 4 degrees south of the equator, a 20-minute helicopter flight away from Mahe, Frigate is a private island with a reputation for welcoming the world's most exclusive travellers and celebrities.
Frigate Island is a granitic island, other than the coral islands, and therefore you will have much more topography. And this topography is special in the sense of that these islands were never submerged, never ever in evolution of the planet. And therefore there is a lot of endemic fauna and flora to be found on this island. And this was where the concept of Frigate basically started in the late 1990s.
With its outstanding natural beauty, tropical interiors and abundant nature fringed by 7 dream beaches, each with their iconic granite boulders. The island has a small number of villas and 1 presidential villa, accommodating only a selected number of guests at any one time, ensuring the island remains exclusively the realm of its guests.
Beyond that, Frigate Island, as a result of its great success with restoring its habitat, has come up with the understanding that luxury in the today 21st century goes well beyond just your silver spoon and your crystal glass and your fancy table linen and your big chandeliers. This is more and more seen and understood to be a standard. This is what you expect to have in any decent hotel. We go far beyond, and we believe that the true dimensions of luxury are actually space and time. We believe that these uninterrupted views over the Indian Ocean, the sensation of not having any noise of any kind of civilization, be that roads or trains or airplanes or honking taxis or buses, that this is a totally new element, or maybe it's a lost element that we want you to rediscover for yourself. But it's also the sensation of time. We don't have the breakfast buffet from 6:30 to 10 o'clock and that's it. But you do whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want.
A little further away lies De Roche Island, in the main island of the Amirante group of the outer islands of the Seychelles, located a 45-minute plan ride southwest of Mahe. This long coral island has some of the best diving sites available within the Seychelles. Echoing the growing confidence in Seychelles, such prestigious hotel companies as Le Méridien already enjoy a presence on the islands, with others set to follow suit in the near future, with an enticing assortment of accommodation products and services. Situated on the west coast of Mahe, Le Méridien Barbaron is set amongst tropical gardens, sparkling indigo lagoons and pure white sands. Featuring 120 guest rooms and 4 suites, all with breathtaking panoramic views of wonderful scenery.
And the very good point on this hotel, we are very well located on the beach and we have no neighbor. We have a beach of 800 meters, and which is really a main point for this hotel. If you compare to other sister islands, for example, the guests are going to one destination and they stay in the hotel. Seychelles, you don't come for an hotel, you come for Seychelles, and you come to discover Seychelles. They have so much things to do. For example, the average of stay of one guest in Seychelles is 12 days, and the average here is 5 days. So it means that 7 days is going all around Seychelles. And we'll say 90% of the guests coming to Seychelles enjoy to discover Seychelles. And I will say that we are maybe the only destinations on when we are on trade fair and we speak about the hotel, we speak first about Seychelles and second about the hotel. When I arrived in Seychelles, I discovered really, like we said, paradise. But paradise, it's true. I think the beauty of Seychelles is really amazing. And they have a biodiversity on Seychelles. It's not only the sea. They have so much things to discover in Seychelles. So I think that it's a mix of a lot of things. And I will say, if you have to make only one travel in your life, you have to choose Seychelles to come and to discover Seychelles.
Only 30 minutes from Mahe International Airport is Le Méridien Fisherman's Cove, nestled on Beau-Vallon Bay on the north side of Mahe Island, with views of Silhouette and North Island. The hotel's exceptionally stylish 68 rooms and suites offer a range of accommodation choices and amenities to suit most budgets.
Staying at the Méridien Fisherman's Cove will provide you with an exceptional experience. First of all, because you are in a unique location, facing the sea, this famous Beau-Vallon Bay and the Fisherman's Cove, which is right in front of us. Beautiful and luxurious gardens with unique vegetation, palm trees, bougainvillea, hibiscus flowers, and what you have this here just next to me is the frangipanier flower, which has a beautiful smell. So then again, a sensation of relaxation and peace in the resort that makes the experience at the hotel very, very unique. There's so many things people can do here in Seychelles. Of course, we're well known for beautiful beaches and a beautiful archipelago with so many islands you can visit on a boat. However, it's not all about sea and diving. It's also about visiting the island, going deep inside of the island, going to the mountains, trekking, trailing, biking, hiking. It's really all about nature and about exploring the island and exploring yourselves and your limits.
Since that Seychelles brand of tourism have been relaunched, we find that we are selling an affordable Seychelles, affordable across the board, where there's a budget for every holiday maker looking at coming to a pristine environment to what the Seychelles offers. I think the Affordable Seychelles campaign doesn't say that we are cheap, but it says that we have something for everybody. We have a budget, an accommodation budget for every pocket of anyone wanting to come on a real holiday. Seychelles prides itself for what we have. We've got the best USPs, the best unique selling points. We feel our turquoise blue seas are clean and are clear. We feel our white sandy beaches are some of the best in the world. But it's also the diversity of the people that you meet here. Nobody feels not at home because every Seychellois is so different. It's a real melting pot of cultures, which is why we can welcome everybody who is looking for a place where they are just themselves, not a star, not a well-known person, so that they can be themselves, find themselves, and truthfully enjoy a holiday.
The Seychelles are also attracting a second type of visitor, the one that chooses the Seychelles as a second home. Projects such as the successful Eden Island development is an example of growing popularity in this sector. A private residential marina development, Eden Island is over 95 acres of private waterways, luxurious apartments, spacious maisons and private villas. The homes have large verandas, high-pitched roofs and feature breathtaking views of the mountains, forests and ocean, and nearby islands like Surf Island and Sainte Anne Island. Over the past 5 years, Eden Island has had an important impact on the Seychelles economy. From boosting tourism to creating employment and increasing foreign investment, Eden Island has contributed generously towards the GDP of Seychelles.
But there are three reasons why this has been a success, in my view. The first is the research that we did. The second is that we took the component parts and assembled them into something which resulted in Eden Island. We took the natural beauty of Mahe, we took the incredible resources of the ocean, the beauty of the ocean. We found the architecture and we used the architecture to bind the two into this incredible product, which is a residential marina. So it's marrying, if you've been around Eden Island, you will have seen that the fruit growing naturally, the birds that have taken up home over here, and the basins which form the beauty of the ocean. And at night, if you spend time here, and I hope you are staying here, you spend time here, you'll hear the fish jumping at night and and the predators pursuing others. It's just an incredible place to be. So that's the second reason for the success of Eden Island. The third is that we delivered what we promised. If you have a look at some of the media that we have here, sketches that were done in 2004 and 2005, and we can show you exact examples of this, where we have a sketch and now you take a photograph from the same angle, and if anything, what we have delivered is an improvement on what we promised to deliver.
Seychelles has developed a sustainable tourism model, giving the highest standards of service without becoming a mass tourism destination. The Seychelles are not just beautiful, they are another world, where the true experience of the islands lies in the intricate blend of diverse cultures, charming hospitality and world-class resorts. Visitors are guaranteed they will not find crowded beaches or long queues for national parks. People can find true peace and rest here. You can find yourself in Seychelles and experience the dream of another world.
No, my message to them is that, they know of other countries, but they are yet to see heaven on earth. And Seychelles is a place for them to come here. Our people, we speak 3 languages, English, French, and Creole. We are a very friendly nation. This country has high level of stability, political stability. We have democracy here. Seychelles, we don't have diseases that is known to other parts of Africa. And it's a very interesting country to be.
And opening up the economy also enabled us to create the conditions for us to reinforce our democracy, for us to have more transparency, more accountability, and also to ensure that people have more freedom to participate in building the future, to participate in developing the economy, participating in creating wealth. For me, this has been the cornerstone of the transformation that now has become the foundation for the creation of a new and modern Seychelles.